So here's number 10 on 6.2 homework. We have the probability that a randomly selected individual will not cover his or her mouth when sneezing is about 27%. Suppose you're sitting on a bench in a mall and observing people's habits as they sneeze. Okay. A, what is the probability that among 10 randomly observed individuals, exactly 7 do not cover their mouth? So this is a classic binomial probability problem where, one person, the experiments are individual or independent of each other. Like one person covering their mouth doesn't affect whether another person covers or doesn't cover their mouth. We were doing 10 trials of the experiment, and we know the probability of seeing the person not sneeze is about 27%. Okay, so we can just go to our binomial calculator and ask, well, if I did 10 trials and the probability of having them not cover their mouth is 26.7%, what's the probability that exactly 7 people do not cover their mouth? And compute. So we see pretty low, right? It's like less than 1%. 0.0046. 46. Okay. All right, now what's the probability that fewer than 6 individuals do not cover their mouth? Well, we've got everything loaded into the binomial calculator. We can just adjust this. So fewer than 6 individuals. The probability would be really high, about 97%. 29728. Okay. Now we want to know what's the probability that fewer than 10 individuals cover their mouth. Yeah. And would it be surprising? Is it an unusual event? Meaning, would this happen less than 5% of the time? One tricky thing here that you got to realize is that they've switched it on you, right? Like this is stated in terms of not covering their mouth. This probability is the probability that they don't cover their mouth. So if fewer than half of the individuals covering their mouth, what you can do is you can either change the probability to be the complement, just do 1 minus this, you get about 80, 3 or 4%. Or you can leave that and just switch the question. So if fewer than half of 10 individuals cover their mouth, right, that means that more than half of them do not cover their mouth. Okay. So we can say, what's the probability that half or more of them cover their mouths, right? Actually, so it should be strictly greater than, right? Because half of them wouldn't be okay. We want more than half. And we get only about 3% chance, which would be surprising, right? It's less than 5%, which is how we are defining surprising, which is unusual. So I hope that helps a little bit with this problem.